The narcissist can't hide in your life anymore. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist was always hiding. They were hiding before they met you. They were hiding when they were in the relationship with you, and they're hiding right now. Many times the narcissist hides in plain sight. The narcissist doesn't want you to know that they were hiding. They didn't want you to know all the secrets they were keeping from you and from the world. The narcissist wears a mask. They are a master manipulator. They build relationships on quicksand, on houses of cards, on illusions, on broken promises, on future faking, on what will never be, and more. And when the narcissist can no longer hide in your life, or when the narcissist can't hide in your life any longer, that's a great thing for you. Think about this. Let's just say that you rented an apartment at the beach for a week or a month, or maybe a ski chalet, or maybe you rented some house in the mountains or something. As an example, because I'm not going to use your real home, but let's say you did, and you were staying there for a day or so, and next thing you know, you saw a rodent, or you saw a cockroach, or a bug, or something that you didn't expect to see. Well, that would put you on high alert, right? What you would do is you would try to get that rodent or that bug or whatever it was out of your house properly, safely, remove it. Well, that was a known creature. It was a known living thing that you knew you did not want in your proximity. Now go to the narcissist right there. See, they were living with you probably. They were getting as close to you as they possibly could, learning all about you, your hopes, dreams, aspirations, your educational level, your past romantic relationships, your money, your 401k, your hobbies, who you wanted to spend time with, what you wanted to do in the future, and how you wanted to grow, possibly even with them. And this person, i.e. the narcissist, they were using the disguise, they were using the illusion, they were using the charm, they were using what they usually do, which is any manipulating tactic or technique to get whatever they want from the person. You were not taught this in school. You weren't educated on narcissism, so how could you know that maybe it was your parent who turned out to be toxic, maybe it was your romantic relationship, maybe it was your sibling, maybe it was your roommate, maybe it was your classmate, maybe it was your person in your building that you just can't get away from, maybe it was the delivery person, maybe it was the person in the coffee shop, maybe it was the person in the freeway traffic or sitting right next to you in the airplane, maybe it's the person right now that you're sitting next to at work and you're thinking, oh my God, how does Andrew know all these things? This person just has been here a week and they're already stealing my energy. Well, it's because the narcissist is everywhere, and I have quite a lot of experience with toxicity, although for most of my life I didn't know what narcissism was, and for most of my life I didn't realize that many people weren't like me. Many people try to steal from me, and truth be told, I didn't realize that another person could look like me, walk like me, talk like me, and have me be manipulated by them, have that person abuse me, and I would stay trapped in a relationship that I didn't even know I was in. But that's what the narcissist does. And when they can no longer hide in your life anymore, that's a great thing. You see, the narcissist is becoming exposed more and more each and every day. Not from me, not from you, but they're exposing themselves because the narcissist always overplays their hand. They always think that they are smarter than everybody else. They always think that they can weasel or worm or wiggle their way out of situations. They believe that they can drag out the divorce, drag out the custody, hide the crypto, hide the gold, hide the silver, hide money using buying debit cards, which is a Visa card or a MasterCard or a gift card, and they think that no one's going to know. Well, I know, because I've been dealing with this for quite a long time, and now you're realizing that the narcissist was hiding in your life. So putting the ski chalet or the beach house example to rest, I'll just say that when you rented that place out, remember it was a short-term rental. And let's say that you found a couple cockroaches in the house. Okay, well, the Airbnb people or whoever rented it to you maybe didn't do the best job exterminating. Can't tell you. What I can tell you is when you knew that there were certain creatures in the house, you knew what to do to protect yourself. Flip it to the narcissist. You didn't know that they were trying to destroy your life from the inside out. You didn't know that they knew what they were doing. You didn't know that they did it deliberately, intentionally, and on purpose. You didn't realize that you were just one of many people's lives that they were trying or attempting to destroy. You didn't realize that the narcissist was fine-tuning their skill set of manipulation, of lies, of cheating, of devastation, of toxicity with you. And you didn't realize that your relationship, just like mine, yes, in fact, it did have an expiration date. If you knew this way back when, you may have been able to avoid this one narcissist. Quite possibly you would have. But it doesn't mean you would have avoided other narcissists, because Most of us had to go through the cycle. Now, do I wish you went through it? Absolutely not. Do I wish I went through it? No, I don't. But we did. We can't change the past. We need to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past, apply them in present day, and we need to heal and heal properly. We need to not predict the future. We need to go no contact, block that toxic person, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, and get them out of our lives. Many people are holding on to something post-narcissistic relationship. I'll give you many examples right here, and I was one of these people. Let's say you're waiting to get divorced, or let's say that you're waiting to get the custody of the kids or the assets or sell the house or whatever it is. You're still holding on to a little something until you're not. And what that little something is until you're not is, there probably was, and I don't think there is any longer in you, there definitely isn't in me, a little sliver. What if? Like, what if they really weren't that bad? Or was it that bad? Or did I do everything I should have? Or could I have done more? Or maybe they really did have childhood trauma. Maybe they really did need my help. Well, you'll be questioning yourself and wondering. And as you're wondering and questioning yourself and holding on to that little itsy bitsy teeny weeny breadcrumb of hope, because I was no different, then inevitably what will happen? That's right, the narcissist will do something else. They will throw another haymaker at you, a left cross or an uppercut or a body shot. In other words, they will try to drag out the divorce longer, or they will claim that they need a stay in the divorce proceedings or whatever they're doing. Or maybe they'll ask you for more alimony or child custody or whatever they will do. Or maybe they're going to tell you, hey, I just need to get to your house. I need to pick up that old smelly sneaker from 15 years ago because I have the right shoe, but I need the left shoe. And you will be scratching your head saying, what are you talking about? Well, it's not that they want the shoe, and that is kind of a comical example, but it does happen. It's because they want to check the temperature on you. They don't want the shoe at all. They just want to see how you're doing. Now remember, you need to become unhooverable. A hoover is when the narcissist is trying to test the temperature of you. They're trying to see if you've healed, to see if you've seen behind the mask, to see how you're living, to see how you're doing, to see if you're making it without them, and to see if you're still stuck in the trauma bond. Now that's a lot I just unpacked, but it's exactly what these people do. So now you need to understand that if the narcissist has reared their ugly head for any reason, it's not to benefit you. It never has been to benefit you. It's because they're trying to get something from you, or they're trying to live in your mind rent-free, or they're trying to disrupt your energy or distract you, or to blow up your day, your holiday, your weekend, or your time with your family or your loved one, your kids, or your time to meditate, or whatever you're doing. The narcissist never cared about you. They never cared about anybody other than themselves, which is why the narcissist is always searching for supply. And they can never fill that bottomless pit, that void within them. That can never be filled for any length of time. It can be filled for a minute here, 10 minutes there, an hour here, a week there. But inevitably, the narcissist goes back to their extremely low vibrational quagmire state. In other words, the luster or the lure or the shine of whatever supply they were getting, it wore off. And they always want more, more, more. So this is why they're always looking over their shoulder at the ghosts and the demons that continue to haunt them of the relationships that they blew up in the past. This is why they're always looking for the next new shiny object. It's why they're always looking for the next new supply, and it's why they always need people tethered to them as long as they can keep these people trapped, not necessarily in the narcissistic abusive cycle, but tethered to them. There are 4 ties that must be cut: the emotional tie, the financial tie, the physical tie, and the spiritual tie. These will be cut by you, for you, and to benefit you. They will take time. They'll take a good amount of time. And along the healing journey, when you're trying to cut these ties, there'll be curveballs thrown at you, speed bumps or obstacles or hurdles. There'll be challenges that you'll have to face that you don't expect. There will be also known challenges that you'll have to face that you'll be prepared for. So remember, with a trigger, and I don't mention the word trigger many often on the videos as I should, or as I could, or as I will, there are 2 types of triggers, only 2, no more, no less. First of all, what is a trigger, you may ask? A trigger is something that rocks your boat. It makes you, what was that? Like, I don't like this. What's that feeling? Well, that's a sensation of abuse, of toxicity, of manipulation, and being around the dark cloud, the dark energy, yes, the narcissist. The 2 types of triggers I'm referring to are known and unknown. A known trigger is, example, if you're peeking on the narcissist social media, or somebody who's tethered or connected to them, or the new supply social media, well, you're not going to feel good after you stop peeking at their social media. You may feel good for about 15 seconds, but then you're going to probably go backwards for a day, 2, 3, I can't tell you, but it won't help you because you're just triggering yourself. Now, I get it if it's early days healing on the narcissistic abusive recovery cycle, or path, I should say. Yeah, you're probably still pining for them, maybe still caught up in the trauma bond. You're missing them, and maybe you're peeking at their social media. If you're healing and you know what narcissism is, and you know what the definitions are, example, what is the new supply, gaslighting, stonewalling, triangulation, financial abuse, and more. If you know those things, you shouldn't be peeking at anything, because it's not going to serve you. It's not going to benefit you. And you want the truth, you're actually doing the work for the narcissist. They don't have to hoover you, because you're hoovering yourself, because you're peeking at their social. Now, right there was a big bitter pill to swallow, but I can say it because, again, we are all on the healing path, headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. Over the last month or so, I've revealed more and more information about myself and about my journey and about how I can help you. And that right there is something that I usually say for one-on-one sessions, which is you are hoovering yourself when you're peeking at their social media, because you're not helping yourself, you're harming yourself. Guilty as charged. I did it for a little bit, maybe a week or two, I don't remember, but then I realized this isn't helping me. And I instinctively, on my own, figured out this isn't good. And one day, what did I do? Yeah, I hit the B button, block. And that was it. Never look back, never turn back, and never have and never will. Because I'm healed 99.99%. And you will be too if you continue to utilize the tools that I provide for you with each and every video, and you continue to come back and keep your cup full. But when the narcissist is out of your life, and they are out of your life, they can't hide in your life anymore, that is a great thing. It's one of the best things that will ever happen to you, removing this parasite from your life. Remember, the narcissist is a parasite. They're looking for a host. Graphic example, but no truer words have ever been mentioned. You were a host, so was I. That's how they looked at you. What you really are, and how I look at you and how I am, is what is known as a beautiful, bright, shining light. That's what you are. You are a beautiful human being. That's why you were targeted. That's why you were trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. That's why the narcissist was feeding off of you. That's why they kept on peppering you with abuse. That's why they kept on intermittently reinforcing the trauma bond to keep you stuck and tethered to them until something broke, something gave, and something snapped. And that was the final ending of the relationship. Throughout the relationship, you had micro discards. What that means is you were experiencing essentially death by 1,000 paper cuts every time the narcissist would walk 20 feet in front of you, every time they would hang up the phone on you, every time they wouldn't eat the food that you cooked, or every time they would make you wait for them, getting out of work, or triangulate you at a restaurant, or throw an intentional argument at you before your birthday, or not get you a birthday gift. Whatever they were doing, whatever circumstance or event it was, they were trying to break that relationship. So you would be the villain, you would be the bad person, and then they could let their tiny little pea brain, fragile ego, live for another day. That's what they do. That's why they need people such as the indentured servant, the unpaid helper, the walking apology, the sounding board, the ATM, the regulator, and more. That's what I did, and that's what you did. You're no longer doing that, at least that's my hope. And so no longer can the narcissist hide in your life. They can't hide in your life anymore. When that happens, that means the light has been shown on them. They've been exposed. Again, when I say exposed, I'm not saying you expose them. I'm saying they now know that you know. And when you go no contact, they will definitely know that you know. And you may say, well, how is that true? Well, think about this. Why do you think somebody will go no contact with another person? It's because they don't want to communicate with them. Why do you think one person would not want to communicate with another person? It's because the person who doesn't want to be communicating with the other person realizes that they're fed up, they've had enough. Now, if you add in or insert the narcissistic abusive cycle, blocking is essential. Blocking is imperative. Blocking is necessary. And if you don't block when you know what you were up against, you are not helping yourself. You need to close every avenue of communication with this person. You need to have a small footprint. You need to not be peeking at their social media. You need to not know where they are, who they're with, or what they're doing. Flip it. They should know nothing about you. Where you're living, who you're dating, what classes you're taking, what your job is, what your hair color is, and how you're doing. Because the more they know about you, the more they're going to try to take from you, or the more they're going to continue to be in competition with you. The narcissist is envious and they're jealous. They're a coward and a bully. They're shallow and they're hollow, and they know it. What they wanted to do was have the loudest voice in the relationship with you, and they wanted to continue to control you, continue to manipulate you, continue to hide in your life, continue to use you as a cover, continue to use their mask to use you to do their bidding for them. Think about how many times when you were in the relationship, you didn't trust your instincts, you didn't trust your intuition, you ignored red flags, and you made excuses for the narcissist. You probably did it hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of times. Why do you think you did that? And I did it too. That's why I can say it. The reason you did it is because you didn't know then what you know now. And what you know now is you were being a shield, you were being a cover, you were making everything appear better than it really was to the outside world, despite the fact that the narcissist was abusing you behind closed doors, in moving cars, and many times actually in front of other people. But you didn't know what toxicity was, you didn't know what abuse was, and you certainly didn't know what narcissism was. Now you do. And the more you learn, the more you realize that you need to stay away from this person as far as you possibly can and get away from them as fast as you can, because this person, i.e. the narcissist, they don't change, they won't change, they can't change, and they will never change. But you were holding on to that in the past. So was I, thinking, no, you could fix them, you could help them, you could elevate them, you could raise their kids, you could help them create a business, you could travel around the world and show them places they've never been to, and you could elevate them. Well, you probably did that, and where did it get you? That's right, it got you to a place called Discard Street, or the ending of the relationship. Not being funny, not being graphic or comical. It's what these people do. Once they take anything that they want from a person, or they deem a better source of supply that they can get access to over the current source of supply, they will end the relationship like that, which means they are not loyal to anybody and they don't care about anybody. If they think someone else has more to offer than you did at any particular moment in time when you were in the relationship with them, they will start grooming that person, or fawning them, or love bombing them, or trying to get their attention, because that person potentially could be, and maybe even was, your replacement. But you didn't know this back then. You see, when you were younger, when maybe you were in your 20s, maybe in your 30s, 50s, 70s, 80s, whatever, but let's say that you were in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or higher, you were probably taught to stay committed when you got married, and you don't break the covenant, and you need to stay loyal to your spouse, and no marriage is perfect and all those things. Well, yeah, that's what we were taught, but that's not really true. What's really true is the narcissist is a wolf in sheep's clothing. They've been hiding in marriages for years. They've been hiding in religious organizations for years. They've been hiding in workplaces, in neighborhoods. They've been hiding in hobby groups. They've been hiding in classrooms. They've been hiding in neighborhoods, if I didn't say that. They're everywhere. But you didn't know this back then. So way back then, before the internet and the smartphone, many of us were taught, no, it's just your Uncle Jim, it just has a problem, or it's just Aunt so-and-so, and they're not, they've got challenges. Well, again, I've touched on this in the past, I'll just say it again. Maybe those people, the crazy uncle I'll just talk about for a quick second, maybe he wasn't that crazy. Maybe it was your parents who were crazy, meaning they were the narcissists. Then again, maybe it was the crazy uncle that was the toxic person. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is everything isn't how it appears to be. And in this year, we're almost in the year 2026. This world is spinning around so fast. We are all connected more and more each and every second. And AI is here. You need to begin to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, and realize that the narcissist can't hide in your life any longer. Think about what they were doing. They were infiltrating your life. They were blending in with your friend groups, blending in with your family, with your neighborhoods, with your colleagues, coworkers, with everybody else. They were blending in to make it seem like they were one of you, meaning a good, loving, stable, healthy person. Over time, they began to divide you from your hobbies, you from your relationships, you from your kids, you from your health, you from your city, your town, your music, your favorite dishes, you from your identity. This is what they do. The narcissist will insidiously creep into people's lives and try to destroy them from the inside out. Think about what a parasite does. There you go. There is no truer analogy than that one. The narcissist knows what they're doing. They need to feed off of people. They need to steal their energy, their time, their emotions, their empathy, their love, their purpose, and everything about them. Now, before I close the video, you need to remember, you're different. Number one, you made it this far in the video. Number two, you figured it out. You found the needle in a haystack. Number three, you now know what narcissism is. Number four, you need to understand that there was an intruder. There was a thief. There was a criminal. There was a parasite. There was a fraud. There was a con artist living in your life, hiding in your life. You didn't know it. Now you do. You need to remove that person forever. You need to remove anybody who is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps away from them. You need to recognize what a flying monkey is. You need to trust your instincts and your intuition. You need to be able to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and believe that you know more about humanity now than you will ever know. The narcissist infiltrated everything they could from you, and they tried, truth be told, to extinguish you, like they had extinguished so many people before you. They didn't with you, they won't, and they can't because you are here, just like myself. Because you're here, you need to utilize the tools that I provide for you with each and every video. You need to utilize all the beautiful comments from all over the world on every video I create, and you need to remember where you were is not where you are. Where you are is better than where you were, no matter what you think, as long as you're away from the narcissist. And where you're going, perhaps, isn't where you are right now. But if where you are is where you want to be, that's a great thing. If where you are isn't where you want to be, there's work to be done. Wherever you are in the journey, I was there. From being discarded, hypothetically, a day before, to figuring out what narcissism is 3 weeks later, to the dark night of the soul, to almost ending myself January 6, 2021. And now here we are. I know what the date is, I'm not going to say it, but now I'm in abundance. I'm in the middle of the beautiful Carolina woods creating a video for you to pay it forward, because I can, I want to, and I will for the rest of my days. Understand that I believe in you more than you will ever know. You need to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. And if you are having a dark day today, the sun will rise tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a new day. If today's a great day, hold on to it. Continue to create memories. Reinforce the beautiful day, because your energy is everything, your mind is everything, your purpose is everything, and your direction is for you, and it doesn't include a narcissist or any toxic person. You need to understand that you are stronger than you know, and the narcissist, in fact, was hiding in your life, and the narcissist can no longer hide anymore in your life. So that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things before I close the video. 1, they were hiding in your life. Number 2, you could never figure it out, nor could I. Number 3, once the narcissist took whatever they wanted from you, that's probably when you figured it out. Number 4, if you were one of the people that did figure it out when you were still in the relationship with them, you still probably had to do what I had to do, even though I didn't figure it out till after the discard, which is create, develop, and get ready to execute your exit plan. Because any way you cut it, if you're in the proximity, the vicinity, or the airspace of the narcissist, they will continue to punish you for being you. It's not just you, it's anybody. Because these people are walking apocalypses. They're ticking time bombs. They're walking cyclones of abuse, and they need to punish people because the narcissist is envious and jealous, and they were hiding in your life. But before I close the video, remember, why the narcissist can no longer hide in your life, it's because you figured it out. You need to maintain your boundaries, maintain no contact, and really, really focus on yourself. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I love you. Bye.